Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cup Interviews. My name is Jillian Robinson. I'm the Associate Artistic Producer here at Cup of Hemlock Theatre. And today I'm joined by a brilliant, wonderful guest. We are so honored to have her with us today. She is a dancer, choreographer, presenter, producer, curator, and arts educator. It is Yvonne Ng. She is going to be talking about the dance festival that just graced our stages, Dance Made in Canada, Fait Canada. But also we're going to be hearing a lot about Yvonne today too. I'm so excited to dive in. How you doing, Yvonne?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bit before we dive in, a lot of our listeners, viewers already know this about me, but I'll share this with you at the outset. I'm mostly a singer actor, but I'm a strong mover. However, a lot of the dance shows that we've covered on this show, they are near and dear to my heart. I've always said that dance and movement as a spectator is the part of our craft that I connect to most genuinely. Even though I'm not a dancer myself. So I am very especially honored to be helming this interview because I get to go into the world of dance with someone who has a lot of experience with it. So just introducing my vibes with you there before we start.
Yeah, I don't know how much experience I have. We're always learning, but I am glad to be speaking with you. Yes, especially a dance lover. Well,
Yes.
everybody loves to move, I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. So perfect. So Yvonne, before we jump in, we'll do our normal icebreaker that we do at the cup here is what is in your cup? What are you sipping with us today?
Well, at this time of day, it is tea, green tea. Oh, I don't know if you can see
Ooh, oh
green
yeah,
tea.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this is a cup from, oh, I guess it's like, oh, okay. This is really coincidence. It was the clean cup. And it's a cup from Singapore. And these are little icons of, of living in Singapore. You can't actually see the words, but it
Cute.
says Singapore in there. Yeah.
Amazing.
Green tea
Green
with a
tea.
lid. Yeah, I know. It's the whole lid thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Love it. I am
What do you
sipping
have?
on, yeah, I just have water, but I decided to put it into our cup.
Mm.
We have mugs made for the
Oh,
show.
yeah. Oh, that's great. In case it doesn't know it's a cup, it's a cup.
Exactly. Yeah, I haven't used this mug on an episode in a while, and I just have some water
Yeah.
going. I find at this time of day, my hydration definitely needs to be ratcheted up. So we're going to try to do that.
Me too, but I like hot drinks. And
Hmm.
I love coffee, but
Yes,
sometimes it's just too much. And yeah.
same. Today, I
Yeah.
will say we are getting into, at the time of this interview and release, the fall autumn season. I did have my first pumpkin coffee today. So that kind of opened
No,
my
don't
eyes to the
say
fall
that.
season.
I know it's a lot cooler though. I like, even
Yeah.
this morning I'm like, no, I'm not ready. Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it is upon us. It is upon us. This year's
It
whizzed
is
by,
a
for sure.
It
Okay,
has, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
definitely. All right. So yeah, so Yvonne, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like I said, we are going to be talking about the festival, but let's get to know a little about you. How did you get into performance? You can chat about your training, any influences, like the floor is yours to take the lead here.
Oh, okay. I realize you said tell us a little bit about yourself. So the first thing is I'm actually quite little.
Nice.
I am little. I am smaller than most dancers in the city. I think I've always been the smallest of most dancers in the city. Um, well, I was born and raised in Singapore, hence the cup.
Nice.
Um, and I have lived here for over 25 years. I came here because I was a foreign student and I didn't really have the intention to stay. One thing kind of led to another. And then my path kind of just, yeah, I didn't plan my path. Um, but I've always loved dancing. I think I started when I was very young, at the age of 4, because my mother noticed that I really loved dancing, and I used to watch a lot of musicals on TV,
Nice.
and so she really wanted to harness that energy and put me into ballet school because in those days there wasn't a lot of different varieties and
Sure.
different types of school. But it didn't really matter because at that age, that you don't really learn ballet. You're in creative movement, so you just
Yep.
prance around and be a duck and be a swan and put this on. And so it's a lot of play. And I just kind of kept going. And yeah, I guess she was. I'm thankful that she was sensitive and she noticed, and both my parents encouraged that, but I wasn't really encouraged to have dance as a career. That was
Right.
something that they weren't so on board with, so to speak. They really wanted to, and I know it's very stereotypical, but especially of the time that I was brought up, it was really stereotypical that we had to have, growing up meant growing up and having a proper job, whatever proper meant. And proper really kind of meant steady income, for them. And particularly with my parents, because they grew up in a time of the post-Second World War.
Right.
So all of that taken into account, I completely, Singapore was coming out of the Second World War. They lived through independence, so I completely understand where they're from. They weren't terribly what's the word? Fierce and aggressive about it, but they were quite determined that I would have a normal job. Anyhow, I convinced them. Long story short, I convinced them because I really wanted to. Because they offered degrees with dance.
Nice.
It's always a winner. You get a
Yep.
degree with your dance? Like, really, my dad's like, you get a degree? I'm like, yeah, you do. What would you do with it? Right. So all of those things. I mean, honestly, after I graduated, the undergrad program, I don't think not once did anybody who hired me said, so can I see your degree?
Likewise, I will also, having gone through a training, theater training program.
No one said I need proof. I went to York, and then I did my undergrad there. I also did my grad there years after, and I guess it wasn't very straightforward. It wasn't straightforward. Like my path here and my path, living here permanently hasn't been straightforward. I guess it comes out of, curiosity. I am pretty curious. You can call it inquisitive, however you want to see it. I think dance offers or trains us to be self-motivated, self-driven.
1,000%.
So I guess, people will say, oh, you're very resilient, but I think it's part of that training already that's built in. And then I guess my path, ironically, the search for a sense of belonging. And it's not like I don't feel like I belong to my own culture and my own heritage, but I think there's more to it than that, being a human, and my past, I guess my passion, what I really am curious about, what I tend to find myself gravitating towards, the things I practice in my art practice, that belonging doesn't always land itself in a certain landscape, you know? So, so I guess
thank you for sharing it like that. I'm sorry. I just for those watching the episode, I put my hand on my chest because personally on my human / artist journey, I am also faced with that question and phrase of the belonging and right. And creating what we want to create, staying where we want to stay. Sometimes those marry each other. Sometimes those divorce each other. It's a journey that we all go through as artists. It's like at the surface of my artistry right now, how you all just said all of that. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Anytime.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. So I love this. So you've danced your way to the present time, to here. In some shape or form.
Kind of. Yeah. Like even the pathway to where I'm now, I wouldn't say, I think I've been asked, did you know you were going to, no, I'm not a big, obviously you do plan, like you plan to at least make money, right? So you can
Yep.
feed yourself and clothe yourself and do all and have your basic, like your needs met. But I didn't set out to go, oh, and I'm going to be a producer. Oh, I'm going to be an arts educator. I think it really is my curiosity and about the arts, about
Yeah.
our community, about what pulls us together, what keeps us together, what can keep us together, kind of has led me to all these places. Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. No, it's beautiful because it's like a bunch of little like patchworks kind of sewing together to make the quilt that you are now.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, Amazing. So, okay. So are there, um, how have you found, so like you said, you kind of, your journey has given you multiple hats in the industry. And we've mentioned this on other episodes as well, especially in the Canadian industry. Like it's very rare for us to just be in one stream. Like we tend to define a lot now as multi-hyphenate artists.
Hmm.
It's just how the cookie crumbles, especially in the Canadian theatrical or performance
Right.
landscape. So how has it been like wearing all those multiple hats? Like, and are there any
Yeah.
that you prefer to wear now or any that challenge you? Like, give us a little peel back on that.
Right. I was like, when you said that preferred to wear, I'm like, the one that's the fanciest. No.
Always,
Um,
always. Yeah.
I will say that it's a lot more acceptable, embraced now that I've been around the block, just almost that big one big round block. And when I first began, it wasn't acceptable. Writing grants, my feedback was, why does Yvonne need to do all these different things? So
Yeah.
that was my feedback, and I had so I felt like there was a lot of obstacles in every grant. I had to justify that I felt okay, it's not just about being a dancer. And I started the company not as the choreographer. So most dance companies here that begin as a company has the choreographer, the single voice, that
Mhm.
choreographic voice. And so jury, funders particularly, they kind of look at it and go, oh yeah, I get it, right? But I began as the dancer who commissioned artists to make work for me, and they really weren't supportive.
Okay.
They didn't understand, but why aren't you? And so it was a bit of a struggle, and it was a bit of a climb. So like, past that, it was the same. Why does Yvonne have to produce? Why does she have to have Dance Made in Canada? And it was very hard. It
Yeah.
actually was not simple, but it is who I am.
Mhm.
And I found it really hard to justify it. And I felt a little bit frustrated, not a bit,
Yeah.
a little bit frustrated by having to defend the why, because it seemed really obvious to me that it is about building the community around us and it's about a healthy environment,
Yeah.
and they're different. There are, even as presenters, there are different types of platforms, and that makes it, I think, healthier, more sustainable, and it allows for more work. There's so many reasons. I don't know. There's reasons for that.
Yep.
Um, so this whole multifaceted thing, when I started using that, not a lot of people were. I'm not saying I'm the first, but not a lot of
Mhm.
people were. There were others like me, but it was very hard because the councils, the it's what's on the piece of paper. What do you have to write to fundraise? There's
Mhm.
no question that allows you to speak of it.
Yeah.
And there's not enough word count to allow you to speak of it. Then
Mhm.
you're trying to get it all in, and then you get your feedback. And so it has changed over the years. Um, but we all don't, on the same hand, we all don't have to be multifaceted. I think
Mhm.
that's a thing that, now we're seen as all multi, but we don't also have to be that. And I think that's what I've always tried to say is that, so I am, but it doesn't mean that the next person has to
Yeah.
be, or the person beside me has to be. why can't we allow the differences really
Yep,
to exist and not be
definitely.
blended?
Yes.
So I don't have a favorite hat. I think I don't have a favorite hat because it requires different parts of myself to also organize it. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess okay, I confess. Sorry. I no, I do have a favorite hat. My favorite hat is being in the studio. Obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious because I don't know who's listening to this, but
Yeah.
for me, being in the studio, being able to move, being able to
Hmm.
create work,
Hmm.
that's my favorite thing, and that has allowed me to be more in touch with me
Yes.
and to face my own truth and to people talk about self-awareness. I think as you dance in the studio, as you age, you face who you are, the
Sure.
things that the way your body moves
Hmm.
is changing every day. And it's not even about an aging thing, it's also every day,
Yeah.
how you feel. So the thing I love to wear the most is my dancer dance or choreographer, those hats, being in the studio. I really am very appreciative and I'm grateful that I have that. um I think it allows me to think more clearly.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that was a long answer.
No, this is a wonderful answer. And again, what I love about these interviews, again, I say this to sound like a broken record to those who listen, but I get to bear witness to learning all about the person on the other end, but also be in conversation and dialogue. And Yvonne, like we just met today, but again, the things you are saying in this interview, I'm like, it is hitting what I'm going through as like a singer, like
uh
singer actor myself. I have a very
and a
good friend of mine
host of a
and a host.
podcast,
Yeah.
it's not easy to interview.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
Um, I have a very dear friend of mine. We've talked about her on another episode, and you might know of her. Her name's Kelly Shaw. She's a
Oh
dancer,
and
and yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
she,
fabulous dancer.
yeah, she's also a somatic coach. So her and I have
Mhm.
actually been doing some sessions together, and we always say, or what I say is, her connection to dance is similar to my connection to song. So we are both kind of like in parallel alignment in that way of like the depth she can go with her body is the depth I go with my voice. So there's that common ground there. And just resonating with me what you just said of um first of all, I wear also different hats too. And just now am I realizing like we can wear them and it's okay for one project, it's one hat, the other project can be the other. And again,
Mhm.
there's not as much um it's getting better, but I think the whole industry should allow those different lanes to exist in the one person.
Mhm.
Um, but again, resonating what you'd said of being in the studio, being the dancer choreographer, and having that sort of be a heartbeat for you, like that's you said, like it helps you think better. I find that in song too. Like that's my grounding point.
Mhm.
Um, and
Yeah.
I've also too, like this struggled with, I have the knack of stage management. I have the knack of direction. I like doing those as well, but it's okay to just be exercising one of those things. I don't have to be doing them all at one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
huge. I think
Yeah.
it's definitely something for everyone to marinate with. Um,
Yeah. And song
Great.
moves through your body. It's a movement.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
great. Let's keep singing
Oh,
along here.
okay. All right.
Okay, so let's tell us a little bit about, well, tell us a little bit, a lot of it about dance made in Canada, Fait
Hmm.
Canada. So its origin, its timeline, again, kind of opening the floor to you here.
Dance Made in Canada began in 2001, and and I have been asked, but why? And it's really because at that time I was, oh yeah, right. So because I said, I was a dancer. I had commissioned choreographers to make work for me, and I realized at that point I started doing that in university. They gave us, I was so lucky in university. They our chair allowed myself and two other dance colleagues to have an independent study, and we created a company. So we
Nice.
had to
Yes.
practice at it and got a credit and made a show and sold tickets
Love
and
it.
started. Yeah, so it was great. So during that time, I realized that uh, I didn't have the homework as a choreographer. I didn't have to bring things home. It freed me up to do the producing, and it was another. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, and when Dance Made in Canada was initiated, I was looking at the environment and looking to see what it's kind of like looking to see what the gaps were really, and then I talked to a couple of presenters in town, and with them and with kind of their support as well, I started this little platform, and the platform was a series. It would highlight two artists in the same week, shared programming, so that there was there's a sort of cross-pollination of audiences of their own fan base. And it also meant that there's many artistic benefits as well to all of that. And they would run for like a short run over a week. And then the following week, I would do two more other artists. So it was roughly that. It was 4 artists over 2 weeks. And it was kind of a mid-level. And we started off at the Dance Makers Studio Theater, which was at that time was at DuPont and Ossington.
Okay.
The space still exists. It's now something else. And so we started off there and then kind of graduated into different venues. From there, we went to Winchester Street Theater and then eventually to the Betty Oliphant, which is a space built for dance. So anyways, we continued as a series till 2009.
Okay.
And then in 2006, and just sort of bearing in mind all of this time, I was starting to choreograph as well and making some works. And I was working with a lighting designer whom I had met when I worked for Danny Grossman Dance Company. His name was David Morrison, and he became my lighting designer, my production manager, tech director, and a friend. And we were working on a project together. And I think Jeff Morris was my stage manager at that time. And Janelle is a close friend. She's also a stage manager. Anyways, in the middle of my tech, David screams and he says, not out loud, but just like yelps. Like I think the light bulb kind of went off in his head. He said, you should make it a festival. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're doing something. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're working on a piece. I think we're working on Scarlett's Room, a piece I had made. And then he had to explain himself. He's like, Yvonne, instead of doing a series, you should expand into a festival. It'll capture more people. He didn't actually say capture, but there'll be more people. Blah, 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 blah. Went on. I'm like, can we finish my tech? And then we'll talk about this. Like, honestly, it was a bit like, and so, then I just gave it a little bit more thought, and he's right. So we chose the Betty Oliphant. He was also at that point, he was also the technical director at the Betty Oliphant Theatre. And the Betty Oliphant Theatre is the home of the National Ballet School. That's where it's kind of their theater for their students. It is an amazing space. It's built for dance. The seating capacity is smaller, but the theater itself is huge. It has what you need for dance. So it took a while to fundraise to get to that point, because it's the same thing. You get on the phone with the officers, like, why do you need to do this? Like, why not? Yeah. So I really had questions. Like, it was very plain simple. Why do you need to do a festival? It's called Dance Made in Canada because people love labels. I like labels too. So the dance, I named it after fashion because fashion designers get to label their clothing, right? So I always use the example of like Prada. Prada is Prada, and then there's Miu Miu. Essentially, they just change it, and it's the same maker. It might be
Yeah.
for different sort of looks. So the dance is supposed to be interchangeable with whatever title the artist wants to name it. Well,
Hmm.
when we changed it to festival, we just kept it because it is dance made in Canada. So yeah, so we wanted to just make it into a festival, which is great. And but David passed away in 2006. Um, soon after he offered his idea, he was diagnosed with cancer and he passed away. And we just thought we should just, he's planted the seed. He didn't say, I'm going to do it. He said, you should make it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. All right. So we went ahead and created the festival. There is a series that's named after him. It's called the
Okay.
Morrison series. So the idea within the new festival sort of format is that there's three, I think sometimes people call it signature. There are three signature series,
Okay.
and each one is named after the curator. So every time we invite a curator, it takes on the person's surname. So we
Okay.
recently had Wolf series and Le Cavalier, who's named after Jera Wolf and Louise Le Cavalier. And then the Morrison series is the series that I curate, but I've just kept David's name as a
Yeah.
tribute, as a constant tribute. So that's what it's, oh my God, that's what it's for. So 2001 until now. Oh yeah, and then
Okay.
the only big difference is from 2011, we just, we have made it biannual. Because in
Okay.
those days, I mean, this is sort of a bit of a history too, is that in those days there was on the even numbered year, there was Canada Dance Festival.
Okay.
Canada Dance Festival was a biannual festival held in Ottawa. I think it moved from Winnipeg to Ottawa, and it was biannual, and it was also highlighting dance artists from across Canada. But the programming is different, but it's called Canada Dance Festival.
Okay.
So I talked to the programmer there, and I said, "I'll take the even number if you will you like you just stick to the sorry, I'll take the odd if you stick to the even." Right.
Yeah.
So that's how
Great.
come we're on the odd numbered year. Sorry, there's no
That's okay.
middle to this.
Yeah.
It's too
Listen,
long.
that's okay. That's okay. So speaking of little though, so you said that the festival it's normally broken up into these three different sequences. Is that correct? Like three different
No,
chunks?
three different. So the festival, as it currently appears, there's a main stage series
Hmm.
within which there are three different programs that have
I
been
see.
curated by three different curators. And then there's a WYSIWYG program, which stands for What You See is What You Get. And
Okay.
it's a lottery-based program.
Cool. Okay. Great.
Yeah, so we basically have two series. It's the main
Okay.
stage, which has all these different other like different artists program within it, and
Hmm.
then the WYSIWYG.
I love that
Yeah.
name, WYSIWYG. What a
Yeah,
whimsical. Yeah.
I know. Well, it's actually an IT term.
I didn't even realize. Wow.
Me
Okay.
too. I didn't either. Janelle was the one who named it because we wanted to give tribute to years ago there used to be a dance fringe festival, which was inspired by the theater fringe festival.
Yeah.
So the dance community wanted to have one, and it was founded by Alan Kaja and Michael, and so it was called FIDA, Fringe
Great.
Festival of Independent Dance Artists, FIDA, and that closed, and we realized that it's kind of missing a gap, so we thought we'd just have that.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how did this year's festival go? Is there like a particular piece or moment that kind of punched forward for you, just so we get a little taste into the creation itself?
Oh boy, that's a hard trick question too, because
Right.
every piece there's nine
Has
main
its own
stage
identity.
pieces. Yeah, every content's so different. Every piece speaks to me differently.
Hmm.
Um, and even within my curated series, there are other pieces because when the curators come together, we look at the full
Yeah.
breadth of what's offered to us, and so many pieces speak to us, and it's really, really hard.
So I guess reforming, because it's interesting you said that, because I was about to be like offer a reforming of that question of,
Right.
did you find after this festival or maybe during it that you said, like, you know, you're thinking of the macro, the sort of breadth of what the festival is there like a phrase or like a word or a feeling that you think this festival in particular evoked for you? Putting you kind of deeply on the spot here, but
Yeah, I will. There probably is. I haven't dug it out yet because
Mhm.
it just recently closed and we're still wrapping up. And
Okay.
so I'm still going through a lot. Now so for the last couple of days, I've been going through admin.
Sure,
Um,
sure, sure. So you've totally switched that brain.
yeah. Oh, I wish I could answer this
Okay.
in a
That's
week because
okay. It does
no,
take time.
it does take time for me to sit back and kind of, I, I'm not unhappy. I mean, I'm
Okay.
feeling really positive. I always feel so inspired. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so moved um, by the craft, the content, the intelligence, the oh goodness, say it for me. Ingenuity
Ingenuity.
of
Yep.
the of the pieces, the
Mm-hmm.
offerings. Uh, Oh, so I don't know. The first thing that comes to mind is is which is am I allowed to
Yeah,
curse on
you're allowed to
this?
swear. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
All right. Is be the fucking bird.
Yeah.
So one of the pieces that was offered was by Rock Bottom Movement, and it's sort of a musical, and as it uh, one of the lyrics in her piece is "Be the fucking bird," and in some ways, I think we are at a place in our lives in 2025 where this it feels like the world is burning. Is that we just we can speak, but I think we just have to have some action, and some of that has to be from here,
Yeah.
taking care of what's closest and around us
Yes.
within our vicinity, and then with a little bit concentric circles. We got to take care of, and yeah, be strong for ourselves
Yes.
and bring us all together. Every don't leave
Yes.
nobody behind.
No one left behind.
No
Again,
one left
you're
behind.
you are definitely talking my talk of the yes, encouragement of walking the walk. And you said be the bird. I'm like, we need to
Be the
flock with
fucking
the
bird.
flock. Be the fucking
Yes.
bird.
Be the fucking bird. Yes. Flock with the
um
flock. Yeah.
Yeah, there's especially to being an artist, like whether we choose to indulge it or not, we are heavily impacted by not only our own emotions and spheres and the industry, but the world at large and humanity around
Oh
us.
yeah.
Intrinsically, it's just going to seep into our work, whether we have it turned on or turned off. So I love that. Be the fucking bird. That's going to be our
Yeah.
little tagline for this episode
Then you have to give
because
credit. You have to give
to rock
credit to
bottom.
Alyssa Martin. Yes, Rock
Okay.
Bottom Movement. Yes.
Alyssa
Yes.
Martin, you got it.
Yes. Okay.
Um, amazing. Thank you for sharing that and for vulnerably kind of digging into to reaching us there. I know you're coming fresh off the festivals and in admin brain, which yes,
I know.
can
Yeah, everybody says, I hope you're taking a break. It's like, oh no, post takes a
yeah.
while.
What is a break? What is a
Yeah.
break?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what is next for, I mean, you just said you're in admin mode right now, but what is next for you or the festival, or do you have any projects on the horizon?
Um, for the festival, no. I mean, I think we're still ki- kind of because of the wrap up. Yeah, I have some thoughts and of that, but it's not all fully formed. So it would be it wouldn't serve if to share some of that.
Sure.
And but moving on, like in the next couple of weeks, I am working on a new piece. I have been, but since getting ready for the festival, I've kind of been on a little bit of a pause, a hiatus. So I'm going back to work on a creation.
Okay.
It's a new creation, sort of creation and progress process. And its working title is Owl Gazes Backwards.
Okay.
I can't think. Yeah. So far it's called Owl Gazes Backwards, and I'm making a new solo for myself. I kind of do. I usually make a solo in tandem with a ensemble piece, kind of harking back to what I said. I think my favorite time is to be in the studio, and when I'm in my body, I feel like I know more about.
And owl
Yeah,
gazing backwards, that to me screams you're being the fucking bird.
yeah, being yes, exactly, it's exactly, and that's a little bit inspired by the owl of Minerva. Hindsight's
Mhm.
2020.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't really interpret the future until you've kind of lived it, which is so ironic. But we kind
Yes.
of have to find a way, particularly now, to figure that out. Um, yeah.
And
So,
that, yeah.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's what's happening. Yeah, we're going, I'll be going into a residency soon in October, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. Yeah.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're
Mhm.
looking forward to keeping up with that too. Yes, you're part of the Cup family now, Yvonne. We're gonna be
Yes.
following your journey.
Yes. Oh, wait, mine's so blurry. Where's yours?
There it is.
Oh, yay.
Take a little sip.
Hmm.
Okay.
And there's a little cup. That's to hold in the heat. It's a very Asian thing.
I love it. It
And
looks
then
like a
you
little
press
from
it.
here, it looks like a little mushroom cap, like just a
Oh,
little.
yes, it's a little mushroom. So when it's hot, so you see this in Chinese movies, like the old classical one, when it's really hot and steamy, then they'll lift I don't know why this, it's all for show. They'll lift the little lid and then they'll brush off the steam.
Oh, I love that.
And then they'll drink from it. Right? I forget
Yeah.
what they do
It's
with
very
the lid.
soothing though.
It's very
Yes.
soothing, but yeah, I keep it for the heat. Yeah, so it
Great.
keeps it warm.
Amazing. It is a hat for that cup, just like all the
It
other
is a
hats we've
hat.
talked
I
about.
know. Look, it's like a
There
little
it
hat.
is.
Yes, I know. It is.
Um, Amazing. Well, this discussion has been like, it's been kind of short, but packed with so much. I feel like, again, the depth of that we've gone into in each question, it's resonating with me. We're getting a scope into you, Yvonne, which is, thank you so much. And yeah, as someone, again, I didn't grow up with a heavy dance background, and nor did Ryan or Mackenzie, the team here at the Cup, but dance and reviewing dance, just like other types of performance we have done on the show. And I am always so excited to learn about that land. And so like Dance Made in Canada, FAO Canada, I had really no idea of its existence until I kind of read up on it. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta tune in. I gotta see it. I gotta be inspired.
Yes.
Because like you said, and I've shared this with Kelly, like dance inspires and impacts to me more than our textual based performance, because I think it's just how we have the ability to speak so loudly with our bodies. And I think human beings, we forget that often, and it's necessary.
Hmm.
Artists, I feel like it's very easy for us to be like mind, body, spirit kind of have to be aligned, but humans forget that. And it's through movement that I think we can shed, we can gain. And so, yeah, I'm very inspired and impacted by
Oh,
you
thank
sharing with
you.
us today.
Well, no, I thank you. I really, it is really nice to be in reflection about the festival
Sure.
and how it's come to be. And yeah, it is really, and that embodied practice is so important. I mean,
Hmm.
another thing too is that sometimes we forget, because I think I say this all the time. It's like this whole mind, body, and spirit. But the thing is that mind is in the body and the spirit's it's in there. That body already, because we say it separately, it feels like
Yeah.
it's a separate thing, but it really isn't. Right?
Yep.
Our mind is constantly working. It's working now to keep us upright. And we don't have, it's pretty incredible that, yeah, our bodies are so incredible, and our bodies tell us things even if we don't have the words to match it.
Yes.
And if we give it a little bit time to listen and through our bodies, it's so informative.
Yes.
Yeah, especially
Yes.
now. Yeah. But I've had a good time. Thank you.
Of
Thank you to
course.
all
Thank
of
you.
you.
Hmm.
Yes, thank you to you for inviting me. It's been fun.
Of
Yeah.
course. Before we sign off officially,
Oh,
do you want to plug any social media handles or any
oh.
projects or anything? Or
Mm.
Or
I
even
know I should
just
have thought of it. Wait, no, I'm sure there is. Yes, there is. Okay, I'm thinking
great.
about it. Well, we have, yes, I think I can. Is that, it's okay, right? Yes.
Oh
So,
yeah.
my own company, Tiger Princess Dance Pro, because it's all, yeah, has arts education programming at the libraries. And
Amazing.
our library has been our partner since 2009. And the program is for kids called
Oh,
Swallowing Clouds. It's free for the kids. So if there are any parents
yes.
out there with young kids between 6 and 12, we have different age groups, we would love to meet them. We also have programming for older adults, and it's also in the libraries. It's called Moving Stories. We
Okay.
will be in some libraries coming up, I think Deer Park and Runnymede and others coming up. And it's for adults 45 and beyond.
Okay.
And it's also free. So if you'd like to join us, we love meeting new people. It's been fun
Yeah.
I love meeting new people and going to different places. What else do I
Amazing.
have? Oh my God, I think that's enough, right? Can I? No,
Sure.
is that
And
enough?
we can
No,
also, we'll
no.
put the link
Yeah.
to the festival. Like we'll put the website
Oh,
link below too.
yes.
So folks can kind of go in and get a scope of what we chatted about too. Your
Yes.
bio is listed there
Oh,
and
thank you.
people can dive in there. And we'll include all of those programming below. I also do a lot
Oh,
of children's theater. So I love that you have
oh,
following clouds. That is so,
yeah.
so
I know.
great.
Oh, that's great. I want to hear more about it. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll ask you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, this is just the beginning of our relationship, Yvonne, for sure.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll drop all of those handles below, all the links below.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And yeah, at this moment, we can kind of grab our cups
Oh,
and do
wait.
a final cheer off.
Cheers.
Thank you so
Yes.
much again.
Thank you.
I know our listeners and viewers are definitely reflecting and meditating similar to me. So lovely to have you, and we look forward to following your journey upcoming.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
This has been
And
great.
all of you listening or watching, we are Cup of Hemlock Theatre. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, follow. We have many other episodes coming down the line, including more interviews. The theatrical season starting up September is around the corner. So we'll have some duet reviews coming as well. And yeah, so stay tuned and we'll see you in the next episode of The Cup. Cheers,
Cheers.
folks.